What's up, boys and girls? Miss Savannah here, and welcome to another week of the Z Games. Today we're going to be racing the clock and telling a super exciting and personally one of my favorite stories straight from the Bible. Today we're going to be going to the New Testament in a book called Acts. Can you guys say Acts? Great job. In Acts, there are two friends, Paul and Silas, and they set out on the Great Commission. Does that ring a bell? It should, because that's what we learned about last month in our Secret Agent series. They walked all over the world. They took big, huge ships across the ocean, making disciples and followers of Jesus just like you and me. But turns out there were some people who really didn't like Paul and Silas. One day they were in a place called Philippi. Can you guys say Philippi? That was perfect. And guess what they were doing there? No, not eating pie. In Philippi, they were praying for people, teaching them about Jesus, and telling them these amazing stories straight from the Bible. And while they were completing their mission and doing amazing things, some really bad people grabbed them and decided to throw them in jail. The Bible tells us in Acts 16:25 that about midnight, Paul and Silas were praying and singing hymns to God. But wait. I know some of you are thinking, Miss Savannah, if I was thrown in jail and I didn't even do anything wrong, I probably wouldn't be singing or be very happy. Yeah, me either. I probably look something like this. But Paul and Silas believed that even when things were hard, God was still watching over them. They knew that no matter what, no one could take away the fact that Jesus was their champion who had already won for them. So they chose to worship him, even in jail. And thankfully, we get to be in the zone with our friends. We don't have to worship in jail. But you see, worship isn't just singing. The Bible tells us that people look at everything on the outside, but God looks at our hearts. And while he loves hearing your voice, seeing you dance, and hearing you play your instrument for him, he cares more about your heart than how good you sound on the outside. If on the outside you're saying, God, I love you, but on the inside you're saying, man, when I get home, I'm gonna smash my brother's Lego set because he really hurt my feelings on the way to the zone today, that really hurts God's heart. He cares just as much about what you think on the inside as what's coming out of your mouth on the outside. But you see, worship doesn't always have to look like singing music on Sundays. Sometimes it can look like you sitting in your room and thanking God for what he did for you that day. Maybe it looks like you driving around in the car with your family listening to your favorite music and singing to him. Or maybe it's even you using your talents that God's given you to serve him. Maybe baking for your grandparents, taking out the trash for your mom, or helping pick up the toys you got out at your friend's house. God says that when you serve others, you're really doing it for him. And that's exactly what worship is. It's using our time, our words, and our servant heart, aka the special agent gadgets that God gave us, for his glory. And that's what Paul and Silas were doing, using their words and their time to worship God for his faithfulness, knowing that he was still watching over them even in a dark, creepy, probably loud and smelly jail. And you know what? Later that night, God showed Paul and Silas just how amazing he was. God sent a huge earthquake to shake the whole jail. Suddenly all the doors flew off, all the walls, and all their chains fell off. Now, sit up straight, boys and girls. Sometimes it can be hard to worship when the things around us aren't going very good. When we're sad, when we're angry, sometimes when we're tired and hungry. But when we choose to look to Jesus, to worship him with not just our words, but also with our actions, it can change not just our hearts, but the hearts of our friends and our family all around us. Just like how when Paul and Silas worshiped, the things around them changed, when we worship, the things around us can change too. Jesus is our champion because he died on the cross. He did the hardest thing that anyone would ever have to do. And he did it because he loves us. Just like what our Bible table verse says in Romans 8:37. In all these things we are more than conquerors through him who loved us. So now that we know why we worship, let's go out and worship not just with our words, with our hearts and our actions, and with our friends. Boys and girls, just like Paul had Silas, we have our friends who we can worship with and do our big idea with. So everyone up on your feet. If you're sitting on the way in the back, I see you too. Come on, everyone up. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. Jesus won for me.